Interesting common traits of successful World Cup teams. 1. The birth month bias. Being born in January is a hidden advantage. Research shows that in elite men's soccer, players born in the first quarter of the year, January to March, are seriously overrepresented on national teams. This is known as the relative age effect. At the 1990 World Cup, 55% of players were born in the first half of the year. At the U17 and U20 World Cups, that number climbs to 79%. In other words, whether a child was born in January or December ends up making them look bigger and stronger during age category selections and gets them noticed before pure talent even comes into play. 2. It's not wealth, it's governance that wins. It turns out that money isn't what determines advancing to the second round of the World Cup. Neither a team's market value, nor the manager's salary, nor the country's economic size makes a statistically significant difference. The actual determining factor was the quality of the country's institutional governance. 3. Possession doesn't actually win you games. A study analyzing the 2014 and 2018 World Cups found that ball possession, distance covered, and a team's market value had no effect on match outcomes. Instead, direct play and pressing were more effective than possession-based play. In other words, the myth that whoever has the ball wins collapses at the elite level. 4. Iceland's real secret isn't talent, it's coach density. In Iceland, there's one UEFA licensed coach for every 500 people. In England, that ratio is 1 per 10,000. This means no child gets weeded out. Everyone receives professional quality coaching from the very start. 5. Small countries cut late. Big countries cut early. Iceland doesn't have an elite academy system. Facilities aren't reserved for just the most talented few. They're open to everyone. Big footballing nations, by contrast, eliminate 10-year-olds from academies, losing potential late-blooming stars in the process. 6. Surprise teams rarely last, but there are 3 exceptions. Throughout World Cup history, most surprise teams fade back to their previous level within a few years. Croatia, Turkey, and Uruguay are the rare exceptions to this rule. This video can dig into why these 3 countries were different. 7. Population actually matters less than you'd think. Countries like Costa Rica and Uruguay don't even crack the world's top 100 in population. Yet Uruguay has won the World Cup twice and reached the semifinals in 2010. Meanwhile, China, despite its massive population, ranks 103rd in the world. One reason being low youth participation in soccer and corruption in talent scouting. 8. In Africa, the effect is completely reversed. While being born early in the year is an advantage in Europe and North America, this effect has repeatedly been found to reverse in the African Confederation. Scientists still haven't fully figured out why. One possible explanation is the reliability of birth date records. 9. Winning literally saves lives. Teams winning important matches has been linked to significant drops in suicide rates. And conversely, stressful moments during a high-stakes match can double the risk of an acute cardiovascular event. A World Cup match has a genuinely measurable impact on public health. 10. A punishment system from the Federation transformed Iceland. The Icelandic Football Association used a shock tactic on clubs. If the champion club's U14 team didn't have a licensed coach, the first team wasn't allowed to defend its title. This harsh rule changed the system quickly. The Federation later relaxed the rule, but its effect was permanent.